Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our monthly nursing home series where we address issues that individuals who are in nursing homes or family members of individuals in nursing homes may have. And this month, we are going to be talking about how to file a nursing home claim efficiently. And we are specifically going to be talking about when you need to file a claim, because when you need to file a claim is very important in order to ensure you can actually pursue your rights. So I am Danielle Bess. I am an attorney with South Atlanta Injury Lawyers. Our office is based in Jonesboro, Georgia, but we handle nursing home claims throughout the state of Georgia. And my law partner, Terry Fields, she is also on the call, and we are excited to be here today and to be able to provide this information to you. So let me just go over our agenda for today. So we're going to talk about statute of limitations and understanding what the statute of limitation is, what it means, and how important it is in nursing home cases. We're going to talk about what happens if a loved one passes away and there is a claim, whether you can still file a claim after death, key considerations and steps to take, and some tips to filing efficiently. If you have any questions, please place it in the chat, and we are happy to answer any questions you may have. So the first thing I want to talk about today is understanding the statute of limitations. So you may have heard this term before, and it refers to the time period that you have to file a lawsuit. In Georgia, there are statutes which dictate when you have to file a lawsuit. And these statutes, they vary from state to state, and we are going to talk specifically about what the statute of limitations is in Georgia. And it is a 2-year statute of limitation. In most cases, you have 2 years. Now, there are some technical legal rules that may allow you to file your claim a little later than that. But we're talking about today about what is typically done. And the 2-year statute of limitation, if you are aware of that and you stick to that, then you will be sure that your claim is timely. The statute of limitations is so important because if you file outside of the statute of limitation, it means your claim can be barred. It means that you will never be able to pursue the action that you wanted to take. So it's very important that you act quickly in order to preserve evidence and witness availability, and also to assure you don't miss any deadlines when in filing your case. Now, in what happens if someone passes away? So there are many instances where our clients start out being the person who is in the nursing home, and because of their medical condition, they pass away. So what happens to that claim? Or what happens if your loved one was in a nursing home, they pass away, and you believe there was some negligence that caused them to pass away? So if a resident passes away due to neglect, abuse, or injuries in a nursing home, they may have several types of claims. They may have a negligence claim, or they may have a wrongful death claim. And in order to determine what type of claim, it's important that you have an attorney to review what happened. This can be a very complicated area of law. And so having an attorney, having someone to review this is really the best way to determine how you need to proceed. One of the key things that is going to be necessary to do after your loved one passes away and you believe there may be some type of negligence or abuse, is to obtain the death certificate. So the death certificate is going to list a cause of death. And sometimes the family may agree with that cause of death, sometimes they may not, but it's very important to obtain the death certificate and to know what the cause of death is listed on the death certificate. And in order to take further action in pursuing a claim, you're going to have to establish a personal representative of the estate. And sometimes that means you're going to have to open an estate. And in all cases, if you're going to pursue a claim after someone has passed away, there will need to be an estate open, and you will have to have someone who's going to administer the estate, be responsible for that estate so that they can take action. If you don't open an estate, then you can obtain medical records, for instance, for the deceased individual. They're not going to just give a hospital or nursing home facility, they're not going to give you medical records, even if you are a relative or family member. And the way that you can go about obtaining those things is by opening an estate. Now, one of the most important things that would have to be determined is whether there's a wrongful death claim or there's a survival action claim. So wrongful death is usually damages for family members because of loss of companionship or financial loss. And survival action, the resident's death, pre-death pain, suffering, and medical expenses. And that's something that can be determined through consulting with an attorney. So you can still file a claim after death, but there are specific circumstances. And like I mentioned, there has to be an estate claim open in order to pursue that. Survival claims can continue after the person has passed away. And like I said, you need the executor administer the estate to file these claims. So some of the key considerations and steps that you need to take, and some of these are things that you need to do in any type of nursing home case. But when someone has passed away, sometimes they become even more important because you can quickly begin to lose very important evidence. So number one, you want to gather documentation. Medical records, nursing home logs, incident reports. You want to put the facility on notice that they need to maintain these documents. They have a duty pursuant to Georgia law to hold on to medical records for a certain period of time. However, you want to make sure all documents in their files are maintained. And one way to do that is by sending what we call a preservation letter, putting them on notice that they may have a claim filed against them and they need to hold on to these documents. And you cannot act on behalf of your loved one if they pass away until you open an estate for them. Also, like I said, the death certificate, and also if there's an autopsy report, you're going to want the autopsy report also. Hiring legal counsel. There are certainly instances where you don't need an attorney to help you with a personal injury claim. Nursing home litigation is probably not one of those areas because how complicated the law can be in this area and all of the nuances that exist. This is probably one area where you do actually need to hire legal counsel, and you should consider doing that sooner rather than later. And our consultations are free. We do not charge any cost for the consultations. And we also take on these cases based on a contingency fee. So that means we're not going to charge you any fees up front, and we only recover once we're able to successfully pursue the claim and recover on your behalf. So also you want to preserve evidence. You want to document injuries, communications, and photos before and after the death. This is one of the most important things you can do. Sometimes nursing home facilities will tell you, you can't take a picture of your loved one. You can't take a picture of their injuries. We see this and hear this all the time, particularly with pressure sore injuries. They are very gruesome looking injuries. And it is a very gruesome injury for someone to suffer. And the nursing homes, in many instances, do not want you to document the pressure sore injury by taking pictures. So we've had people told, oh, it's a HIPAA violation for you to take a picture of your loved one's injury. That is absolutely not true. You have a right to take pictures and to document what is happening to your loved one. There is no HIPAA violation for you to take pictures. HIPAA covers facilities, and it does not apply to you as an individual family member who is trying to document what has happened to your loved one. One of the other ways that you can preserve evidence is by recording your loved one, asking them questions about what happened to them. We had a case where our client, we believe, was dropped while she was being moved in the facility, and this resulted in a very devastating injury to her. And her family member had the foresight to record a statement from her of what happened. You know, he was so upset and surprised by what happened, and his loved one was making statements about what happened, and he recorded what she was saying. And it was, and she passed away shortly after sustaining the injury, but we had this recording of what she said, and it was very helpful in resolving her case on behalf of the family. And also file timely. So as we're talking about today, those statutes of limitations, they are so important. And you need to make sure you are filing promptly so that you don't miss any deadlines. And you can do that by hiring legal counsel who is aware of the deadlines. And also, if your loved one has passed away, there's going to need to be some probate proceedings. And that is an area where sometimes people do like to take care of it by themselves, but having an attorney who can assist you with that can help expedite the process. In our office, we handle the probate process on behalf of our clients. So that is part of the service that we offer in nursing home cases. So that is the end of my presentation. I am happy to answer any questions. If anybody has any questions, Attorney Fields, if you have any thing you'd like to add, Attorney Fields is the person in our office who handles probate proceedings. And if you'd like to add anything, I'll turn it over to you to do so.
Well, I'll just talk a little bit about incapacitated adults, because very often we talk about adults who have passed away. And of course, you need to get permission from the probate court to pursue claims on their behalf, but also an adult who is not able to handle their own affairs. Say they are, well, let me just say what the legal standard is they lack sufficient ability to articulate responsible decisions for themselves. So they're not able to balance a checkbook, or they're not able to figure out where they are. They can't tell you if they're hungry. They can't feed themselves or take care of themselves. In order to pursue a claim for that type of person, you also need to involve the probate court of the county where that person lives. And that brings me to another point. The county where the nursing home is not important for probate court purposes. It is the county where the person maintains their residence. Once they leave or they are discharged from the nursing home, where do they intend to live? That is what's important for determining what county to file the claim in. But at any rate, if they need what's called a guardianship in the state of Georgia, you would have to file that in order to pursue the claim on their behalf. If they lack capacity, they cannot pursue a legal claim. So that's very important to remember as well. But we are here to walk you through the whole process if you need any assistance with any of that.
Well, thank you very much, Attorney Fields, and thank you for reminding and sharing with everyone about an incapacitated adult, because that is a very common scenario. Your loved one is in a nursing facility, and unfortunately, they are not in a position to make the legal decisions that they need. Well, thank you. And thanks to everyone for joining us. Our next webinar will be January 22nd at 11:30 a.m. We hope we will be announcing the topic very soon, but we are hope to see you with us next year. And if you have any questions, if you'd like a free consult, please give our office a call at 470-WIN4U.